Hello stock car fans. For those of you that do not know who I am the most typical forum user in the country. I know it all. I know everything. I actually know more than God himself. That is right. I am pretty damn clever. Unlike the Mixorder interview, and due to the importance of what I am about to say, I will not swear. I am here for those of you that cannot use your brains. What I will do is take you through every BriSCA F1 meeting in July and what is going to happen. And more importantly, why you should not bother going. Even though I love stock cars, I feel that there are way too many good reasons these days for us not to go. I have to say even I, the cleverest forum user, still struggles to understand why people actually still go racing these days. Right, first this month I am going to talk about the British Championship at Coventry. Or Brandon as some of the old boys like to call it. Firstly, you must be aware that over 3,000% of the typical rainfall for July is going to land there 15 minutes before the meeting starts. It is well known that the stadium have no idea how to deal with rain at the track, so it will be a swamp. The racing will be shocking. You could drink yourself into a happy state, but you are not allowed to bring any beer into the stadium, and they only have Carling on tap anyway. There are way too many formulas racing and the meeting will end late. I do not even think the Chippy in Wolston will still be open when it is over. Even worse is that the guy who was throwing pants into the crowd years ago is back, and this time he is throwing knockoff sweets from Steve Rees's sweet stall. The pits will be like a total swamp, and Sophia will be running around so fast she will create a tidal wave of mud that will wipe out Nigel hard, I mean Nigel Harry, will be sunk like a bad Speedworth meeting. Those of you who are under 5 feet tall and in the grandstand seats will be pestered by a man called Jeremy that will be asking you why you are all crying. That man does not understand that stock car fans no longer go racing to enjoy themselves. He should also know that in 2013 there will be no track anyway. Only 2,000 new homes with only one parking space. That is the rumor online anyway. As for the racing, well, I think that a white top will win, possibly internet legend and bad boy Rob Harrod. His car has a sail on the roof that will be able to control the stormy wind rattling around the stadium and send him on his way to victory. The likes of Mixorder and Frankie Wayneman Jr. do not stand a chance. Before I move on to the next meeting, you also need to know that it is going to cost £20 to get in. How can people afford that? Why they cannot charge everyone £10 to get in with kids under 16 and old people over 50 going in for free is beyond me. Okay, so next is the European weekend at Northampton International Raceway, or Brayfield for short. It is well known that Inca Race is an anagram for Speedworth, so this meeting will have 34 different formulas running. The guys from the Netherlands will be over with their funny shoes, funny language, funny beer and even funnier tobacco. I tried a roll-up last year from one of those guys and I still have not recovered. Anyway, they are all tall and noisy, so unless you are ultra lanky you will not see any racing. A yellow top will win the F2 race, and Nigel I mean Nigel Harry will win the F1 race. Probably by 3 laps. We will then have to deal with his long posts on Stocksnet and suffer as he tells us the steering wheel fell off of his truck on the way home, and his fish have all turned into piranhas and have eaten the local fishermen. The rest of the racing will be rubbish, mainly because the F2 chaps are boring, and the F1 boys are dull now that all tarmac drivers are just stamp collectors. The next event is at Kings Lynn, or the Norfolk Arena if you are weird. So yes, the Norfolk Arena will host the first semi of the year. This will be another waste of time. When the meeting comes, I am sure that as it is a shale event it will be raining at the track for sure. Because it is miles away from the north, and it is also a well-known fact that around 99% of fans come from up north, there is no way that anyone can afford the diesel or petrol to get over to the meeting. The only drivers there will be the semi-finalists, and they will go home immediately after the race to watch the latest Fred Dibner repeat. The meeting final will only have 10 cars, most of which are road cars and the event tractors. BriSCA will win by driving the radar and running anyone who dares to try and come past into the huge tires on the infield. Actually, why do they use those tires? I think old steel drums would be good. Paint them red and white. What an amazing idea. Us internet folk are so clever. Finally, there will be a meeting at Birmingham Wheels Park at the end of the month. This is the next semi. Now, before we even talk about the racing, there is no point going there unless you do so on foot. Each car that goes in the car park will be stolen, vandalized or bumped into by a banger driver who has turned up at the wrong meeting. There is no room at this track, and there will be more chairs than you have ever seen, meaning that you will only be able to stand at the back of the terraces should you have the audacity to want to walk around. Also, the walk to the top of the pits makes you run out of breath, and there is not any stairlift facilities for some reason. I have also heard that David Polly is driving a Matt Newson car and do not feel safe for some reason. Yet again, the racing will be boring as it is for the tarmac special stamp collectors. Tom Harris will win only to have it taken from him for having some illegal flashing superstar lights that are believed to flash in Morse code. I have it on good authority that this Morse code message has something to do with traction control and the National Points Championship. To be honest, Tom should know better than to display a sense of humor, especially when the top brass are in attendance. Mick Sauter will inherit the win only to be told that a tire from a 1950s camel breakdown wagon is not permitted. Third place man John Lund will take the win, and on the line he will state that there is no new tarmac car. It was just an elaborate hoax designed to get the jokers online talking. I am not really sure what he means by that. So folks, that is July all taken care of. No need to go stock car racing at all. Word is that the moderators at Stuxnet have decided to close the forum down within the next few weeks anyway due to terminal despair. All of the current members will join a suicide forum and start moaning about the price of razor blades. The suicide forum will close due to the moderators, and most of the members, committing suicide after reading the posts of the Stocks fans. And on that note, with nothing else to moan about, it is time for me to say goodbye as well.